Yeah, we're doing this today. Also, I just wanted to say the part that we're going over in this is from my second SMOM review, because there's an entire section in there which is complete bullshit. And that's what I want to talk about today. So, this is going to be extremely fun, don't you say?
Aha! Fuck you!
Well, after seeing that, I'm going to be using some things from a Ponder Sprocket video, and B, my original video was shitty. Like, the critiques were fine, and, most of it, okay, the memes, unfunny. I'm not funny like normal, like everyone knows, because I never am in these videos. But with this part in particular, I'm just gonna say this entire section was bullshit, and here's why. This really isn't character theft, like, at all. And I want to prove that, debunking my own video, so let's get started, shall we?
Okay, let us begin.
Unless you wanted to say something, beforehand about this.
Yes, I do.
Oh god, here we go again!
Okay, I'm not bringing past stuff up because what's done is done.
There you go.
But I will say this right now. There are characters in this flip note that I did not give you permission to use. They're my OCs, and I'm actually gonna make another point of why you shouldn't use my OCs even if you credit, because yeah, let's just play the video, see what's up.
Broke it. I'm not mad. I just want to know.
I did. I broke it.
No, you didn't. Tom?
Don't look at me. Look at Ben.
What? I didn't break it.
Huh, that's weird. How'd you even know it was broken?
Because it's sitting right in front of us, and it's broken.
Suspicious.
No, it's not. If it matters. Probably not, but April was the last one to use it.
Liar, I don't even drink that crap.
Oh, really? Then what were you doing by the coffee cart earlier?
I used the wooden stirrer to push back my cuticles. Everyone knows that. Okay, Jerry. Okay, let's not fight. I broke it. Let me pay for it, Ron.
No. Who broke it? Ron. Dawn has been awfully quiet.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh,
Now,
my
we can
God.
stay down there.
I didn't break it.
I broke it. It burned my hand, so I punched it.
First of all, I want to apologize for that sound quality on my end, because I sounded like absolute dog shit. B, my art, obviously, not good. Jokes aside, let's actually get into, what's being said. A, they are your characters. That's fair. That's fine. You didn't give permission to be used. I completely get that. That's completely valid. That's really all I gotta say there. Then again, fan art is a thing. I get it if you don't want fan art made of your characters, but it's gonna happen inevitably whether you like it or you don't. And that's really all I gotta say for that beginning part right now. Other than that, funny meme, they're not spicy meatballs. Oh my god, I cannot believe I said that. That was stupid.
Okay, I could actually name out the OCs that I've used. SS. I will not say what those mean, but he's actually the...
Sexy Sans.
Yeah, let's say that. He's the Sans with the glove and the fluff on his... yeah, and with the nasty scar on his left eye. And then Minty is the one with the scar going across his eye, and the cat ears. And then, the victim of this all, Ninai.
This first segment in the video, we obviously already have some contradictions of what's about to be talked about in this. And that is the fact that we have two characters based off of Sans already, which is SS and the Minty character, which, I've already stated. Undertale characters, Toby Fox, based off of Sans. Just saying right now, it's kind of funny that you're able to create characters based off of other characters, but it's not okay whenever, our good friend, pal, and SMOM does it. So, we'll bring more of this up later. That's just a contradiction I saw right now. Anyways, let's meet our victims more thoroughly throughout this video, shall we?
Basically the other cat girl. Yeah, those are all my characters that were not credited to be mine at all in this. So, you know, not hating on you, but never use my characters.
Literally 2/3 of those characters are Undertale based, and based off of Sans. Again. You know what? I got some spicy meatballs for you too. Did you know that?
Ooh.
You wanna know my spicy meatballs?
Yeah.
Did you know that SMOM has actually... Well, I'm not gonna say that she actually recreated your character, but I will say that there is a character very, very similar to Ninai now.
I've seen. It's, like, I will admit Ninai isn't the most creative character that I've ever made, but I know what your style looks like, and I know how you draw Ninai.
My turn again. First of all, I'm not funny in this at all. I am so sorry that you guys have to sit through my awful humor. I really don't have anything for that. Second of all, I would also like to just move down into the comments section right after this, because ooh wow, did I find something pretty nice. And also, for the third thing, I would just like to say, the way that she draws Ninai, I'm just saying, art style has a lot to play into this, and this is gonna come up later, where I'm gonna be using a Ponder Sprocket video, and it explains it way better than I ever could. But, you know, boys, go on, take it away. Read the comments for us, why don't ya? Well, years ago, just a little thing to add, we were at a sleepover, and I had asked you if you wanted me to post it, and you said sure, I did, sir, sure, so I did. I can't read. Plus, on sudo, it said that username back then, and I tried my best to credit it from what I saw. But I guess, according to you, I posted without permission. But since you don't remember it, then fine. I'm awful today. I take full responsibility for that smiley face. A second thing, I've been trying to animate, but I'm going through a burnout. Sorry I can't animate at my peak 24/7 crying face. I'm just reading this right now, but at the same time, I'd also like to say, listen, it's okay if you're going through a burnout. Originally, I know that it made it seem like, you know, Oranges was saying you can't pump out, like, you should be able to pump out content a lot. That's stupid. I'll say it right now for him. He probably agrees. Anyways, let's go back to reading. If I even can. Also, your character that you made is a complete ripoff of my OC Ninai. You barely changed anything about your stolen character to make them seem different from my original one. If you can kindly change that OC so that it doesn't look like mine, that would be great. What's hilarious is that it says that. Oh my god. Here we go. Okay. What's hilarious is that was completely unintentional. I was trying to make some kind of edgy version of Maya, which I completely ended up fucking up entirely, so I kind of threw her away. After my second animation I made of her, or whatever. So I'm assuming it says coincidence. I can't read today. But whatever your opinion is your opinion. And speaking of videos, you never really credited me for my own OCs. Minty, Ninai, SS, all are my characters that you never gave me credit for. Even when I begged you to add credit, you never did and basically stole my characters. Skip down a little bit, but I'm going to show the screenshots anyways because there's nothing really too noteworthy right here after this part. But there's one more comment from SMOM that I would like to read. It's alright. At first, when I saw that there was another review, I got a little scared and upset and defensive because I thought it was going to be another harsh critique video, but I brought up the courage to watch it fully, and it actually ended up not being that bad. I'll just delete those videos containing Sarahi's or Sarai's, I can't read again, OCs, because it's been years and I might as well delete it. At the time I didn't really understand, and I posted that thing back in like early high school, and I'm tired of receiving backlash every time I forget it exists. Pretty much like the only thing that we literally got out of that was they were at a slumber party, thought credit was given, it wasn't, you know, blah 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 for that beginning part. And second, if we go down, again, it's the same thing with thinking that SS and Minty are, you know, completely original characters, whenever, you know, I already said the Toby Fox thing with Sans, they're based off of, you know, who. Really clear right there. Ninai, we're going to be getting into later, and that's only because of the screenshots that are held up. Everything from that reading, though, that's really all I have to say so far. And yeah, here we... yeah, I love this. And even stated, I'm going to mention, they're going to be taken down. Apparently there was a lot of backlash. I really hope that that wasn't the case. If so, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, let's continue our video.
And I know the character that you made looks very similar to how I drew Ninai. So, like, it's, I don't know, it's just kind of messed up to me how, you waited till after I was gone to make a character that looks exactly like one that I made. It's just, it's such a coincidence that I don't think it is actually. I just think that, you could possibly remake your OC so it doesn't completely look like my own OC. Nice. So basically, the images, you know, I really don't need to explain, but the first one with the colored hair and the, you know, the gray ears is my character Ninai, made around 2014. You know, the image that you see right now is SMOM'S fan art of my character. You see, look at all the characteristics that you see. Swooshed up hair, ears, the choker, the black shirt, and then look at the other one that SMOM made recently.
You're right, that is pretty damn similar.
Yup. Black choker, black undershirt, the same swoosh.
Kaimurama tried to vilify T for being inspired by her character, but Kaimurama was also inspired by T's character. Speaking of which, how do you like the art? I hope it's been fun to watch. B spent a stupid amount of time on these. Thought you guys might appreciate a little, character design in the background. You like them? Here, look. We got Aspen, Baker, Astrid, Matcha, Kieran, Coco Lee, Clear Jade, Yoko, and arguably my favorite, Blanche. Isn't art fun?
I'd ask, why did I so lovingly play that part of a Ponder Sprocket video? Well, if you didn't know, it was basically just off of character designs that were inspired by other characters. Now, if we're talking about this whole situation and the Ninai thing, we can clearly see, like, yeah, they are most likely inspired by each other, and that is completely fine. You know why? Because you did the exact same thing with SS Sans and Minty, and I would also like to say with one of my characters that you would constantly talk about, Potato Boy himself. Yeah. And that's another thing. If one person isn't allowed to do this, then you aren't allowed to do this either. It's very hypocritical, I will say. And I'm gonna state this now, because this is what I still believe. This is not character theft. Yes, they are very similar, but also you need to understand that inspiration is fine. Everyone does this. I do this. You do this. SMOM does this. Artists like Pondersprocket do this. And probably a lot more people. But the fact that your one character looked really similar to this character is very stupid that this was even a point in my entire video that was drawn up for like 4 minutes. And originally that section was like 18 minutes. So yeah, no, SMOM, I am completely sorry that this section even existed in my original video. I am so sorry. Anyways, let's bring up those two characters so then you can see the similarities. Similarities that were brought up between the characters were the piercings, the choker, and the hair swoosh. Okay, I already showed you guys the picture on screen. I'm probably gonna have it behind me as well, just to make this a whole lot easier. But from the ones that we can see on screen, the hair swoosh is on a different side. The hair is also different on each side. On Maya's character, we can see that it actually goes down further and is cut short up on the top, but then behind it's way longer. On Ninai, we can clearly see that the hair is just short all around. Second, choker. That's obviously the same. The black shirt was mentioned in the picture. It's literally a pencil drawing. It's just a t-shirt. And these characters are seriously way too simple to even be judging this on. And I'm gonna say it right now, Maya's character doesn't have any piercings and later is shown with a broken ear in the second video that she was ever shown in. I'm just gonna say it right now. Might have been inspired. Okay, who cares? It's literally the same thing with, you referencing my characters. They barely look similar. Besides, like, maybe the colors. And, just... It really doesn't matter, is what I'm saying. And just to bring up more of what I mean, I'm gonna have Ponder take away the last bit of this, just so then you can kind of see where I'm coming from on, like, these mix-up and match-ups of similarities and differences, just to show you how absolutely stupid this whole claim was in my video.
Of stealing designs from. Look at these characters. Now, from a first glance, you might agree that these characters look very similar and that it's clearly a ripoff. I contest this accusation, however. The reason I contest this is because this image of the character of Kira that Kaimurama is bringing up was drawn by T. The white dress that this character is featured in is not actually a part of the character's general overall design. It was something that she was either requested to be drawn in or which T chose to draw her in, which means that it is not a part of the character's typical design elements. This is important because it's those typical design elements that T is being accused of ripping off. The main visual elements for Kaimurama's character Kira then are short fluffy hair with horn-like tufts on top featuring a lilac and pink gradient, pink upwardly turned horns, pink eyes, brown skin, long elf-like ears, ear piercings, and a pink demon tail with a heart point at its tip. T's character design shares aspects of Kira's design, there's no arguing that, but it's a matter of how many elements are shared that determines whether something is a ripoff or whether it's drawing too much inspiration from its source. It's true that T's character shares the hair, horns, and skin, but it equally differs on just as many aspects. In my opinion, the hair is the greatest offender in this, being noticeably similar to Kaimurama's design, as well as sharing a purple and pink gradient, though T's character gradient seems to be much lighter and the pink seems to taper off into a yellowish tone. As a contrast, T's character's horns are purple, curved, and are turned downward, while Kira's are growing straight upward. The character's eyes are also purple, and the character's skin seems to be lighter than that of Kira. So that's one aspect that is very obviously lifted, and two aspects that have potentially been inspired, but are clearly visually different. Nothing else about the character's design is actually the same. The white dress that they are both featured in during Kaimurama's example, not only being completely different dress designs, is not a part of Kira's design, design, and therein the similarity is moot. The reason that image is showcased here is to further demonstrate a comparison between it and T's character. Except if Kaimurama used a different picture, such as any of the ones they had showcased before, then the comparison would not be as cut and dry, especially if they had used two of the images where Kira's hair is styled completely differently. It would simply look like two similarly designed characters. T's character does not have the long elf-like ears. In fact, there are no ears showcased at all. They don't have the piercings, they don't have the demon tail, meaning that out of these 7 visual design elements included in Kira's design, in T's character, 4 of them are unused, eye color, ears, piercing, and tail, 2 of them are inspired but altered, horns and skin tone, and 1 of them is a direct copy minus slight color alterations, the hair. If you haven't figured it out yet, that doesn't inherently mean that the character is a ripoff. Could the character have been inspired by Kira? Of course, I'm not going to deny that. It's entirely possible, and frankly, I think it's likely. I think that T was commissioned this piece, liked the look of the character in the white dress, and decided that they wanted to make a character that looked similar. But it's certainly not a ripoff like it's being claimed here. Inspiration is not a crime, and that is a topic I'll be bringing up again later, trust me, just as taking a few elements from a character you enjoy the design of is not a crime. I demonstrated this in my Sashly video where I showcased a character design my artist made that took inspiration from design elements from a slew of other characters, but which when combined together created something new that didn't serve as a ripoff. My mentioning the inspirations being drawn from does not inherently mean that the character design was a ripoff of those inspirations, because it was so vastly different in comparison and drew from so many sources. Artists are allowed to do this, and this is clearly what T has done. I